the disappointment that they had in that narrow loss to Singapore. I just know that the team's just totally pumped today, and there's not as much pressure on the Sri Lankans to get the win up, so my money's on South Africa.
South Africa for the win here. And the two form opening batsmen for South Africa, Wynand Venter and Martin van Wyk, opting to keep Nick Pothers on at 3, it looks. So would have been interesting to see if he opened up, but they're leaving the marquee player on at 3 for this match against Sri Lanka.
So Bjorn, do you know what number the marquee player Nick Pothas will be coming in for South Africa?
Well, the talk last night was he would come in at 2 or 3. The senior players suggested it would be 3, but the lineup changes somewhat like the weather in Chester.
So just a quick update on the Australia-Singapore game before we have the first ball here. Marty Anderson finished off his spell with a 2 and a dot ball, so finished none for 34 off his overs. Required now is 37 runs off the last 3 overs. First ball here.
Wynand Venter off the mark there. It's an easy one down to third man. That'll settle his nerves.
So how's his tournament been so far, Bjorn?
Wynand and Marty have had a great opening partnership. Wynand scored a 50 in the opening game. They both failed against Singapore, which is the game they lost. Each time they do well, the team seems to do well. So vital for Sri Lanka that they pick up an early wicket share, I think. And conversely, for South Africa, vital they don't lose a wicket early on.
So Martin van Wyk, would you say that he's the key player for South Africa? I mean, his bowling's obviously exceptional as well.
Martin definitely one of the stars of the side with bat and ball. Really great all-rounder. Solomon's bowling with good pace there. The dot ball.
Andy Solomon's had a terrific tournament with the ball so far. Really one of the standout bowlers.
And he got the double play, didn't he?
Absolutely fantastic double play. Great shot there down the ground.
And Wynand Venter just eases that one for 6 off the first over. Normally we see Wynand knock it around a bit and assess the situations, but that one was up to him, half volley. He said thanks very much and over the ropes.
Beautiful straight bat shot there.
He's
lovely stuff. Held his pose there.
He's looking really good, really confident, isn't he?
Andy Solomon's, can he bounce back here? A solid shot there from Venter. Out to the deep at point, they won't come back for 2. First over gone, so 9 runs off the first over from Andy Solomons. South Africa, solid start there. Venter's confidence will have been done a world of good with that beautiful shot down the ground. Really lovely shot there.
South Africa need to win this match. They've played 3, 1-2, lost 1. They'll want to finish top of their pool, which will be difficult, but they'll need to beat Sri Lanka today and Australia tomorrow to give themselves a shot at finishing top of the table. Inside edge there, down to fine leg. The reason it's so important for all the teams to finish top is the structure. On Sunday's finals day, and the top of the table gets a bye into the semis, and second and third play a quarter-final. So to make it into the final match of the day and win the tournament, you'll have to have played 3 games in one day, which is a tough ask.
Absolutely huge advantage to finish top and just get 2 games on Sunday, assuming you reach the final. Marasinga here with a good first over. That one's out to the deep extra cover. It may go all the way across this fast outfield, and it does. Ajantha Mendes can't get round there. So, important boundary there. In the Australia game, just an update from there. Hayden Page came on for his 3rd over, and the over went for 14, which really got Singapore back into it. So Singapore requiring 23 off the last 2 overs.
In with an outside sniff there, Singapore. Australian nerves must be a bit rattled. The fans back home. Let us know if you think they're going to hold on here for the win.
So Marasinger taking a bit of tap here. That one's out to the deep though to Ajantha Mendes, Sri Lankan international. Needed that just a single after a couple of boundaries. Very solid start here from Venter, 16 off 6 deliveries so far, and that's very good running from the South Africans. They were always after 2 there, turned quickly, excellent running there. Such urgency, puts the pressure on the bowling side.
Really makes a difference to the opening partnership. Adds an extra 15, 20 runs onto the scorecard.
Tossed that one up, looked like that was going well down the leg side.
Sounded like a bit of bat as well. Nick Pothers will be happy with the start. The player coach for South Africa coming into the team today. It's the first time he's met the boys. Had a net session earlier with him.
So what do you know about Nick Pothas, Bjorn? I know you went to school with him, so you know him well. Can you tell us a bit about how you think he's going to approach the game here in Last Man Stands?
I think it's tough for these ambassadors to come in, having not played a lot of Last Man Stands before, some of them. Nick Compton was lucky to have a few games in San Francisco and down in London, but I think Nick is just a cut above. He's a real professional. He's just going to knock the ball around and assess the situation. It'll be interesting to see if Mendes comes on to bowl when Pothers is at the crease.
One of the world's top cricket coaches as well, Nick Pothas, so he'll bring invaluable experience to the side, both on and off the field, and a lot of experience all around the world, I think, Bjorn, with his coaching, hasn't he had?
Yeah, he really is one of the top coaches. Hopefully he starts coaching the South African team soon. He's been with the Sri Lankans, he's now with the West Indian team. He's just got back from the islands.
So just an update on the Australian game again. Jake O'Connell bowling the penultimate over. Last over of his spell. And he's bowled a very tight over for Australia, which was much needed. Which means that 17 runs are required from the last over for Singapore. So they've still got a great chance with the short straight boundaries and a chance for the home run hit. 2 batsmen in there at the moment. Shankar on 21 off 18 balls. And Harkarat Singh going well, 37 off 23 balls. So Andy Solomons completes his second over there. None for 13 off 2 overs, so a solid start again for Andy Solomons, who definitely, I'd probably say, is the most important bowler for Sri Lanka. What do you think, Bjorn?
I think he's definitely been the premier bowler for Sri Lanka. Mendes always, if he can find his rhythm, he's a handful. This track's going to be harder for Mendes to bowl on than the previous one on Tuesday, where I thought Mendes was outstanding. Landing the ball right on the mark, on the money, and turning it both ways. He's going to be a handful for Martin van Wyk, who's on strike now. Again, so accurate.
Mendes' first ball there. So Ajantha Mendes bowling here for Sri Lanka. Second best T20 international bowling average of all time. Just over 14 and an average of 14. Pretty incredible stuff there.
Not bad.
Real test here for the South Africans, and great to see Mendes playing again. He won the LMS World Champs with his Sri Lankan side, Venora, in Cape Town in December. And here representing his country in Last Man Stands.
A bit too full there, and Vanna taking full advantage. They got to be a bit careful against Mendes because he is a mystery spinner, and they mustn't get too cocky or confident, which I don't think they will.
A huge moment in the Australia game there with the double play. So double play has removed both the set batsmen in the last over. First ball of the last over off Ziad Abbas. Double play with a catch taken by young Jake O'Connell, just showing his worth, a 17-year-old. Threw it in. quick double play. Both the set batsmen were removed, which means that Singapore needs 17 from 4 balls to win now, with 2 new batsmen at the crease.
It's going to be tricky for them from here on in.
So young Jake O'Connell, one of the stars of the tournament so far as well, really turning a few heads, the young lad. But back to Sri Lanka and a Jonathan Mendes bowling. Disappointing ball for him down the leg side there. And again for Mendes, that's uncharacteristically poor there. Bjorn, do you think our international player may have got the yips here?
Yeah, it's strange to see. I haven't seen this before. He's pushed that one at its top edge. And that's the first wicket.
Well, there you go. Lull him in with a couple of wides down the leg side, and then he put that one in a bit short. It actually looked like a bit of a half tracker, unless he.
That was definitely a half tracker, and Vane and Fenter just losing concentration with the 2 wides there, and you really can't.
Let's have a look at this here, Bjorn. So, right down the track, stayed a bit low. Fenter would have really. I mean, that was a freebie for him to go for.
He
So
missed
real
the trick
bonus
there that the. It's a wide boundary out there, and it's a bit further than it was the previous day's play, and not adjusting to the situation there. Vane and Fenter, you'll be disappointed with that.
And another wicket in the Australia game. They've got a run out there, so that's the 7th wicket down for Singapore. 16 balls now needed from the last 3 balls with the last man standing.
Really exciting finish there in the other game, Singapore, Australia. Come on, Singapore.
So Singapore now requiring 16 from 3 balls to beat Australia. Short straight boundaries here, so he's got a chance.
Nick Butters has just come on to bat for the South Africans on the other field. That'll be exciting.
Okay, so they've run the first one. They're definitely coming back for 2. That was good running there from Van Wyk. He picked the 2 early.
Last man stands for Singapore. He's gone for a big one.
2 runs off that ball for Singapore. 14. Dot ball and a 2. So 14 needed from the last ball.
Nick Pothers looking in incredible shape.
They'll just get the single there. So Nick Pothers, first ball in last man stands cricket.
First ball of Nick Pothers' career.
So ball there. Just nudges it down to the leg side. Solid start. Making sure he doesn't get a golden duck on his LMS debut. And the Australia game is finished. A win by 13 runs for Australia against Singapore. So a crucial win for them. And now, with all the attention going back to the Sri Lanka versus South Africa game, I'll be handing over to Sharan Fernando, the last man stands Sri Lanka manager that many of you in Australia will also know. Sharan, welcome to the commentary box.
Thanks, Rob. It's a bit chilly this morning.
Absolutely, we can't quite call it a box, and that was well played down a fine leg there for South Africa, so solid start for them.
South Africans are going really well this morning.
Big wicket from Venter though.
Yeah, he was a bit unlucky in there.
So what do you think of the performances of your big man, Jonathan Mendes, so far? Is he fulfilling expectations, or are you a bit, do you expect a bit more from him?
I'm really happy the way Ajanta is going. You saw the last match against Singapore. He batted really well, anchored, and took all the responsibilities. If we, lost that wicket, actually, we would have been in big trouble. But Ajanta played really well, and
it's really been his batting that's impressed in last man stand so far, hasn't it?
Yes.
Batsman of the tournament at the World Champs in Cape Town, and then here as well.
He has been batting really well for sure. He's not in best form with his bowling. But, yeah.
It's just a joy to watch Jonathan Mendes playing last man stands cricket. That's well outside
fantastic boundary.
Van Wyk there, just showing that he's got all the shots. Just reached for it. Beautiful drive through deep point. But aren't we lucky here, Shirano? We love our last man stands cricket. We've played it all over the world, and just to be out here watching Ajantha Mendis bowling the last man stands and Nick Pothas at the crease for South Africa. Beautiful facilities at Chester Boughton Hall.
This is wonderful. I'm so glad I'm here as well, and I was there in last year in Cape Town too, and see all the great legends playing this wonderful game of cricket, LMS, and yeah, which is fantastic.
Ajantha Mendis signing for a hopeful review there with that LBW shout. It looked like it was going down the leg side to me, Shiran, but
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see if they show us a replay.
It was trying to be funny.
Does seem like a great character, Ajantha Mendis, very popular off the field as well with the rest of the players in the tournament.
Yeah,
social guy.
Yeah, he's very down to earth fellow, and he's keeping the team together, holding really well. And looks like this game is going to be a really nail-biting one. And South Africans are doing well so far, except being 1 wicket gone.
Big early wicket is important for South Africa to build a decent total fairly early, I feel, here. If they lose another couple of wickets quick, then a few doubts may come in after the Singapore game when they collapsed to 144 not out. So
that's right.
They'll definitely be looking a bit of stability, trying to get through to 10 overs with a maximum of 2 wickets down, and then really going for it in the second 10.
Yeah, we were hoping to keep them less than 90 runs for first 10 overs. And Rob, actually, I don't know whether you know, Sri Lankan team has a lot of senior players, like over 35s. We have probably 4 players in this comp actually playing.
And a few players from the Army Cricket Club as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's only 2, which is Nawanta Ratnayaka and Basnayaka. They're both Army cricket players. Nawanta is actually
misinformation, Mr. Fernando. You told me a few days ago it was 3, so I've told the LMS Global World a wrong factor there, so you can apologise on my behalf. So that's the end of 6 overs, and just so that you have biased commentary on both sides, I'm going to be handing over to the South African, Wayne Grieve, back in commentary.
Rob.
Thanks, Duran.
Thanks, Rob. Shuren, it's good to join you here in the commentary tent. That's gone straight up. The keeper's under it. This should be out. Oh, and he's dropped him. That's a huge mistake from the keeper. Van Wyk with the yellow boots. He's been one of the key players for South Africa in this tournament. Nick Pothas did say on Twitter that he was going to get double played, and that could have been the moment. He's very worried about the double play rule. Heave the one to leg side. It's 4 more. Cold. Over.
Hit.
So, Chiran, you've been fortunate enough to meet Nick Pothas in Sri Lanka, haven't you?
Certainly. When I met Nick in Sri Lanka when I went to play LMS, and he was there, and he was very supportive. And he was the coach for Sri Lankan team for probably 7 years, I presume. He done a good job, and he's playing very sensible cricket today.
He's gone straight towards the commentary tent. Solomons comes around. Sent back from Van Wyk. So Nick Pothas grew up in Houghton in Johannesburg. Went to Ken Edwards School from the famous Old Edwardians Cricket Club. And hopefully a few of the lads back at Old Eds will be watching Nick on his LMS debut. We look at the league tables. Australia just gone to the top of that table with their win over Singapore.
That was a tight game. Australia come back pretty well. After losing the captain's wicket, actually, Singapore didn't do well, unfortunately.
So Nick just feeling his way into this innings. He's the marquee player from South Africa. We saw Abdul Razak earlier today hole out at mid-on in the first over. So Nick respecting the format here, and he's going to try and build an innings. Good to see Stefan Jones joining the feed. He says, take the handbrake off, Skeg.
We're getting a little bit sun in here in Chester, which is good for Sri Lankans. We're struggling with this weather this morning. It's a bit chilly and windy, and it's glad to see we're getting a bit of a sun.
And good to see Nick Potter's got a helmet. That's Jay Beattie's helmet, and Nick is wearing it in the memory of Jay Beattie's grandfather who passed away recently. So really good from Nick there. I know Jay will be very proud of that.
Eroshan De Silva is the bowler. Done well so far.
Cuts away by Van Dijk. It's a shot. Giving himself room.
That's Nick Potter's first boundary, I believe. From the middle.
It's good to see Graham McKenzie and Clive McKenzie from the Old Edwardians Cricket Club joining this viewing. They were instrumental in Nick Potter's career, giving him a lot of advice as he was growing up at Old Edwardians back in the 90s.
It's going to be a good battle. Ajantha Mendes is bowling to Nick Potter's. Let's find out what's going to be. Oh, he went for real sweep. He missed it.
So Nick Potter's, otherwise known as Skeg, reverts to the reverse sweep.
Two legends here today in Chester.
That's a wide. In LMS cricket, the wides go to the batsman. So Skeg will be pleased with that. Another little single to his name. It's the second wide of the over. In LMS cricket, second wide of the over doesn't get re-bowled, but it's a penalty of 3. So Mendes just strained down leg.
Whoa, that was a good ball. Come back well, Mendes. Second and third ball wasn't the greatest, but come back well.
Pushed that down to long on.
Potters is playing very sensibly this morning. He's not in a hurry. I think that's very good thing for South African team. Just losing more wickets going to be trouble.
A clever shot from Van Wyk, giving himself room.
Nice cut shot.
Playing that very late. Suran, tell me about the tour so far from a Sri Lanka point of view. The guys enjoying themselves?
Oh, definitely. They're having a ball. Few of the players actually they haven't traveled overseas before, and that's most important for them. And especially coming to England, it's their dream come true. Plus, they're meeting all the legendary cricketers around the world as well. They go and talk to them and mingle with them. I think they can't ask better. They're having a really wonderful time in Chester, that's for sure.
And Ajantha Mendes giving them advice on and off the field?
Yes, sure he does. He has been really great leader so far, and he's getting all the team gelling together, and they're working as a team so far, which is fantastic. And having Ajantha is a good thing for everyone, and Ajantha is a very good team player. Yeah.
The Sri Lankans taking the pace off the ball against Potters.
This is Eroshan's first bowling figures for LMS in Chester for World Series. He's doing well so far. It's only one boundary from him. That was a brilliant ball.
It's bowled him.
Yes, it was great ball. Turn a bit. Missed the off top.
So
Ball
this is-
in by Roshan De Silva.
This is the second game on this pitch, the second of 5. Very
Yes.
dry here in England, so you'll expect the wicket to take more spin as the day goes on. Well, that's turned sharply through the gate.
Did. That was a brilliant bowling by Roshan. That was a crucial wicket for Sri Lanka. He was batting really well before and took the wicket. We needed that very badly. South
So-
African team has a good run rate so far. It's over 9 runs per an over.
So James Nelson to the crease. James Nelson plays his LMS cricket in Pretoria. He entered this tournament as actually the number 2 batsman in the world, but he's actually, from his standards, had a slightly disappointing tournament, struggled to adjust to the slower wickets. But we know when he gets going, he can be a real force. He'll enjoy the opportunity to bat with Nick Pothers. Nick will, I suspect, you play the supporting role to James, working the ball around, and James, I think, will have license to try and clear the ropes.
Certainly, and he has to be lucky to play with Nick Pothers, and he's a legend. I heard Nick is coaching in West Indies at the moment, and they're doing well at this present time.
Everything Nick does, he does 100%, gives his full weight behind everything he puts his mind or his efforts to, and West Indies are lucky to have him.
New batsman on the crease.
What do you think's a good score here, Sharan?
If we manage to put them down for 180, I think it's going to be a good game. It's a big ground though.
A few of the boys from Old Eds are commenting to tell Skeg Nick Pothers is not a test match. But we saw in the welcome function the other night how Marcus North was telling us he was actually quite nervous to be making his LMS debut, as was James Franklin. James Franklin got out for 3 in his first game and bowled 4 overs for 50. So I think Nick will be happy with his start here.
Exactly. Well, this goes 15 so far for out of 13 balls. Not bad.
Just a rebuilding phase for LMS South Africa.
Nelson got his first run. 82 for 2 for 10 overs. That's not too bad. We were trying to keep them down under 90. Nawant Ratnayake is the new bowler. He plays for Army team.
I think this is going to suit Nick. Bit of pace on the ball. Nick will be looking to use the pace. But Ratnayake is one of the quicker bowlers in the Sri Lankan side.
Yeah, sure he is, yeah.
I think it'll also suit James Nelson. James Nelson electing not to bat at the helmet, despite copying one to his eye in the nets earlier. They make them tough in Pretoria, Sharan.
Yeah, these wickets are a bit slow in here. And Nawant, I think he's a good bowler. It's not good start though. Great keeping by Janaka Jayasundara.
James Nelson plays for Tanks Plumbing. in Pretoria, Centurion League.
They played well in World Champs last year. Tank Plumbing. They were semi-finalists last year, wasn't it, Wayne?
Yeah, they got to the semi-final of the World Champs in Cape Town. For those of you who don't know the difference between the World Champs and the World Series, World Champs is you play with your club or your social side, and the World Series you represent your country. So James is representing South Africa courtesy of his world number 2 batting ranking. But during this tournament he just hasn't managed to get going.
He's trying to find the rhythm today.
Yeah, maybe you'll feel a bit more acclimatized now. It's a long flight from South Africa over last Thursday.
That was unlucky.
He's found a way to kick that onto his stump. So James Nelson disappointing tour continues.
That was off the board, I believe, unfortunately.
That's what happens when you're out of form. You don't get the luck going your way as well. So now Nick Potter's a lot rests on his shoulders.
Sri Lankans come back pretty hard. They're doing well. Navantha has been fantastic so far. Last game he got 3 wickets and he's doing well. Nick Pothers has a big responsibility now. He has to play anchor in this game. He's doing well so far. That's the difference. He's a international cricket. He was an international cricket player, and he shows his pure character in here.
Yeah, the thing to remember here, Nick hasn't played competitively for a long time, but he'll still have class in the locker there. It's just going to take him maybe a little bit longer than some of the other players to get himself in, but I've no doubt that once he gets in, he's going to be making it tricky for the Sri Lankan bowlers.
That was a brilliant bowling by Navantha. He's bowling well today.
So the new batsman, Webster.
A little bit cloudy again. Chilly weather out here in Chester again. We were lucky we didn't play yesterday. We had a bit of a rain in Chester yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was the break day. Was actually scheduled as the day we were going to move for any fixtures in the event of rain. So this is Doug Webster. He's the younger brother of the captain Dalton Webster. We know their dad will be very proud of his 2 sons. His dad been playing LMS cricket for a long time and he got his sons involved. Dalton is the captain. And Doug is the younger brother, slightly smaller frame. But he's got good bat speed and he hits the ball a long way.
Nick was giving some advice to the non-striker.
So Pothers using his experience here, realising that 3rd wicket down. Sure, he's involved in the team talk. Dalton is an aggressive player, small frame, but he's an aggressive bat.
Erosion is bowling really well so far. He got 1 wicket under his belt today. That was a brilliant bowling by Erosion earlier. Very economical today.
It's a good shot by Skegg. Comes inside the line and flicks it away to the leg side.
Batted wonderfully. That's the beauty of a expat. He's doing his job for his country, finding the loose balls and going for boundaries. He's doing the job so far. taking all the responsibility for South African team.
Oh, Skegg moving the ball around the field, yeah, well. That's 4 more.
Brilliant batting by Portis.
So he's managed to get the fine leg to go but square as a result of the previous shot, and then seeing the gap behind square and electing to play the lap sweep. Nick's already highlighting that last man stands isn't about just muscling the ball over the boundary, is it, Duran? You've also got to think there's a lot of tactics and skill involved as well.
Exactly. It's only 6 fielders around. You don't have to hit hard. There's plenty of gaps in the fielding, and if you find the gaps, that's all matters. And Nick is doing so far well. He's finding the right places. Trying to be a bit silly. Going for his sweep. Missed it.
So Potter 24 from 17.
That was a good over for South Africa. There's 11 runs from that over.
Boughton Fenter. He got off to a flyer earlier. 27 from 15. He's the keeper for LMS South Africa. It'll be interesting to see with Pothers brought into the side if he keeps, or if they use Pothers as an aggressive fast bowler. He used to bowl a bit in the nets and used to come in and bounce everyone.
Yep.
But he's more known obviously for his keeping.
What do you think, Wayne? What's the good score for South Africa in this pitch?
South Africa got a good bowling lineup. They've got a decent left-arm spinner. They are missing Cameron Fire, who's probably arguably one of the better bowlers. He's injured. So I would say 165 is where South Africa will be looking from here. 165, 170.
I think Sri Lanka will be happy with that total.
Potter sends Webster back, and
That was a
rightly
bit-
so.
That was a bit of fumble in there. Portis did the right thing. Shouldn't be out if he went for second.
One of the cameramen just taking a break there.
Yes, that was a wonderful yorker from Navanta Ratnayaka. He is man of the series so far. He's doing the job for Sri Lanka for bowling. That has to be his 11th or 12th wicket.
Yeah, just too quick for Dalton there. So Webster departs, and Webster arrives at the crease. Dalton leaves, and the skipper. So Dalton arrives. He's the skipper. The two brothers give each other a punch as they walk past each other.
South Africa need a good partnership at this present time, but Sri Lanka is doing well, getting the wickets when they need it.
Unfortunately for South Africa, this means they're going to have to knock the ball around for the next 3 or 4 overs. They don't want to be finding themselves 6 down with 7 or 8 overs to bowl.
Portis is giving some advice to the new batsman.
Potter is a very competitive character.
And he's a nice guy too, actually. I met a couple of times, and he's very down to earth, very friendly. And he's showing his true colors today. It's going to be very interesting after 15th of if Nick Porter is going to be in the crease.
It's pushed out onto the offside. Will Potter's turn for the second. He's going. Oh, and he's sent back from his base skipper.
They had 2 runs in there.
The youngster sent him back.
You need 2 runs, so you know you can't be lazy on this game.
I think Webster was surprised by the pace and fitness of Potters there. Cleanly hit by Potters, but straight to the field at third man. Solomons does the work. Potters retains strike. It's actually very important from a South African point of view that Pothers gets to his 50. In LMS cricket, you retire when you get to 50. So just give that South African side a bit of insurance, knowing that their marquee player can return and allow the latter order to play their strokes.
Navantha has been very economical so far. 2 overs, 10 runs and 2 wickets, and he's doing fantastic. Erosion come back again. He was a bit expensive last week. He gave 11 runs.
Pothers 26 from 19. Dalton Webster, the non-striker, just 1 delivery faced, 1 run. Pothers wearing Jay Beattie's helmet in the memory of Jay Beattie's grandfather. Great gesture from Nick Pothers. Jay Beattie, left-arm bowler for opening bowler for South Africa. He'll be in next. It's a great shot by Nick.
Prabhat
Flipped his leg.
Javad is watching the game. Good friend of mine from Sri Lanka. Welcome, Prabhat.
So Pothers reading the game well here. He knows it's a little bit too early to go too hard. The last 5 overs is probably going to be the time to put the foot down. It's chipped away for 2. This could be 2. Webster running hard. Comfortable 2.
That was sensible batting in there. Try finding the gaps.
Cameron Fryer still slightly injured. So he's not taking part in this match.
That was a brilliant
This
shot.
could be out again.
Oh no.
Oh, the South Africans putting the pressure on their marquee player now. It's all on Pothers' shoulders here.
Captain departs for 3. A bit unfortunate for Webster. He was trying to go for big one. Didn't make it. Sri Lanka come back pretty hard in 105 for 4 after 13.3 overs. They're in a good position at the moment. That is Erosion's second wicket.
So to the crease, Jay Beattie.
I think Pothers is not happy. All the batsmen, not settling on the wicket. It's a big responsibility for him. The way it's going, what do you reckon when the total will be for South Africans?
Well, obviously, we've got to revise the target slightly down here, but we've seen the last 4 overs teams can go 40, 50 runs. So I think they've got to be looking 6, 7 and over for the next 3 overs. Try and get themselves to 130, and then remember the last ball of the innings, if you hit it for 6 is worth 12, and we've already had 2 of those today.
I think probably 160, I'm guessing.
The projected score is 152. So there's your, I agree with you, 160 is probably where they're looking, but the problem is wickets in hand, only 3 left.
Whoa, that was a brilliant bowling. A bit high in there.
So Jay Beattie, he's got a cap out there, and that's because Nick Pothers is wearing his helmet. In memory of Jay's grandfather.
They're bringing Nishant Marasinghe for bowling attack. Nishant he's from out of town, out of Colombo actually, from Anuradhapura. He's 41 years old, and he's having the time of his life. First time in overseas. Now he's loving it.
It's just a little canal on the square leg boundary here. We've already seen a few balls sail into it. The post just goes past. That's a great shot from Pothers.
That was a brilliant drive from Pothers. He's doing the job for his team, and he needs somebody else to anchor with him to get this score going. Otherwise, it's going to be too much pressure for him.
The South African side, very competitive team. When they heard Pothers was arriving, one or two suggested they want to see him in the net to see if he still got it. And he certainly still got it. There should be 4 more.
That was a brilliant fielding.
Outside of the boot. We said it's going to take a while for Nick to get going, and now he's in the groove.
Stopped 2 runs in there. That was brilliant fielding by Janaka Rajakaruna. He has been very impressive with his bat so far. He's trying for the slow ball, Nishanta. How to give the pressure this time.
So Nick Pothers grew up in Houghton, Johannesburg. Oh, now he's gone leg side. That's a cracking shot.
Pothers is fine in his middle actually. He's batting fantastic so far. Haven't seen any chances.
That's the key to it. Risk-free cricket and still scoring quickly. I know that Nick, one of the better coaches, and I've heard him talk about the game, and he often talks about risk and how much risk batsmen take when scoring their runs. And so far there's been 0 risk. Perhaps maybe 1 or 2 of those reverse sweeps he'll be putting in the lock-up. But other than that, it's been an outstanding knock. As we look at the league table, the winner of this match will probably go top of the group.
He's got 38 runs out of 24 balls.
He's gone straight now. He's just moving the field.
Brilliant knock by Pothers. He's finding the gaps and he's doing the job for his country. Can't ask better than that. 25 balls, 42 runs.
So the captain is really confused here. He's had mid-off straight. Nick's plugged the gap between extra cover and mid-off. He's moved the mid-off wider. And then Pothers has gone straight.
It's hard to close the gaps for 3 fielders. He's struggling with Nicky's bat.
It's cut away now. He's in the other gap. This is unbelievable batting from Pothers. It's hard to appreciate maybe at home, but we've just seen the field move squarer. He's got his whole field moving around. The third man previous ball was exactly in that position, Sharan, and he's just given himself room. Cut it down to third man.
It's not too bad idea actually get the Nick Pothers out of the ground given his 50. The way he's going, otherwise it's going to be trouble for Sri Lanka. He had a slow start, but he's fine in the middle and getting boundaries when he needed most.
Just on pitch 2, that's LMS Scotland versus LMS New Zealand. The man on strike there, Collins, the opening day, 90 of 29 balls, 93 of 29 balls. One of the standout knocks of the tournament.
Sri Lanka need Nick Pothers' wicket so badly to come back to this game.
So Nick Pothers is giving some advice to BT on the other end.
.160 within their reach, I believe, at this present time. After that over, 16 from that over. That was a great over for South Africa.
I said to Nick before the innings, I said, please, when you get out or when you get to 50, please will you come and join us in the commentary box. He shook his head at 50, said he didn't back himself for 50. I think he was being modest.
Yeah, he was.
I said, well, at least when you get out into the double play, come and join us in the commentary box. But he deserves the 50 here. He knows the importance of himself getting to 50. You can see that now. JBT will be telling him that. You've seen Nick Compton play some special knocks and just getting out in the 40s a few times. Cut away.
It was a brilliant cut from Nick. They'll settle for single. That was good fielding from Bas Naika.
Been impressed with the Sri Lankan side in the field, yeah, Sharan?
Yeah, so far I'm really happy what they're doing. No drop catches. Only 1 drop catch, sorry, from the keeper. That was a bit unlucky. Other than that, we've done well so far. The question about the boundary. That was a big uphill.
You got a little tickle on that. Could hear it from here. So Nick Pothers, 47 from 28. He won't be on strike now. That's the end of the over. 4 overs left. This innings from Pothers has given South Africa a chance to get up to 165 here. Possibly even 170, 180.
Ajanta Mendes is back on bowling again.
So Sri Lanka have gone back to their premier bowler in the form of Ajanta Mendes. Well, we see a few carom balls here. Pothers on 47.
BD settled for single.
Janda looked a bit nervous there.
Yeah, he's playing against another good cricketer. He's trying to be at his best, but it was a bad ball from Ajanta.
That's hit hard down the ground, and that's Pothers' 50. We said to Pothers we want him to join us in the commentary box. He's on his way down here.
Good knock by Pothers. He done well. He getting his 50 for his country when it needed most.
So it's going to be great to get some insight from Nick on that knock. I think he'd be relieved. He was talking all week about getting out to the double play.
He must be really happy what he done today.
It's a great knock from Pothers. Here he comes to join us in the commentary.
Come on, Nick.
So yeah, Skeg, well batted, Skeg. I said to you before
Thanks,
the
Rana.
game, when you get to 50 or when you get out, can you come and join us? And what did you say to me? You're not going to get 50.
I said I'll see you quickly.
But that's a good innings, Nick. Can you talk me through how's the wicket playing?
No, wicket's very, very good. It's just starting to grip a little bit. The ball that got Van Wyk out was a very, very good delivery. But no, otherwise there's enough pace in it to score. But yeah, as I noticed this morning, you don't have to just smash all over the place. You actually have to be pretty smart, yeah.
And what's Ajantas doing his ball with the ball? Is he spinning a bit?
Not a lot of spin, but you can see that he's an accustomed international cricketer. He's trying to get you to hit the ball into his zones, and we're obviously trying to get him to bowl the ball into our zone. So it's a good game of chess. They're just getting the ball pretty wide now outside off to stay away from that shorter boundary. But I think he can get very hung up in trying to hit that short boundary. I think if you hit the ball well enough over the offside, you can still score.
Yeah, we saw you do that, and we saw you obviously being very aware of the field placing and just getting the Sri Lankans to change their field, and then you adjusting your shots into the gaps.
Yeah, I think when you've only got 3 people on either side, and depending on the line that's been bowled, that's what I'd like to think batting's about, just trying to move the blokes where you want them.
So is that something consciously in your mind when you're batting, just looking where the fielders were?
Yeah, I think it's an important part of any cricket, whether you're bowling or batting. You know, that offside field, if you can pepper it a bit and get long off a little bit wider, I think the danger comes if you don't move your stance. You know, you've got to get wider and get the ball into your eye line so you can hit him back straight.
Okay, well, so there's 3 overs to go. There's 5 wickets down. This is 7 and 8, so obviously another fall of the wicket, and you'll be next in.
Yeah, that's a whole new pressure. It's a whole new pressure. I always used to say in the change room, I'd hate to be number 11 because he knows when he gets out, it's all over.
But I think you've done the hard work here. I think you'll have license towards the end, yeah.
It's got to try and maximise your overs as well. They've bowled very, very well. So we're going to have to be very good in the field. But we might be a few light, yeah.
Are you aware of the home run rule? If you hit the last ball for 6, it's worth 12.
You see me bat. Can I get a home run for a boundary for a 4?
No, you don't get 8, unfortunately. But if you are fortunate enough to be facing that last ball, and we won't pass on the knowledge to the Sri Lankans, but where would you be looking to target?
I mean, they're obviously going to try and bowl the ball wide of the stump, so I'll probably just move across and back myself to that short boundary. But I'm definitely not making any promises. I think they'll probably just bowl a wide, take their 3 and be happy with it.
No, that's a good... I'm glad you say the last ball of the last over of the match, or in each innings, you have to bowl 5 legitimate balls, so that tactic won't be allowed. You're going to keep a bowl in it, like normal cricket.
Sheesh, you and Roscoe have thought of everything, haven't you?
Good to see how you're thinking already there, Nick.
Yeah, every little loophole I've thought of has been blocked up already.
Yeah.
But great fun, and I must say, South African guys are a great bunch of lads. It makes you feel at home again, hearing all the slang and how they go about their cricket. It's been great fun. I'm really looking forward to that fines meeting at the end. I think I'm the top 4 in the black book. I wasn't aware I was making errors, and they weren't going to tell me either.
Oh, really? So we're going to be interested to see how you approach the fines. I mean, talking of fines, Ryan Fenter's tuned in. I'm sure he'd be asking for a tequila to be sent your way.
Yeah, I have no doubt. But I will remind the fines chairman that anti-fines can be a tough gig.
Yeah, so there's 2 overs to go, yeah. Nick Pother's in the shed with a well-played 50. What are you thinking from here, Nick? What would you be hoping for from this situation?
I think the minimum is 10 runs and over, but I still think we're going to be light with that. So, a couple of when I first came on commentary, there were a lot of nicks down here through third man, so we could do with a few of those. And
do you know if you'll be bowling or keeping? Have they given you insight?
I think, Wayne, I think you know the answer to that since you've made that decision from headquarters. I'll be back in the frog position.
Oh, well, we've put some advice forward, but it hasn't always been taken.
Yeah,
so
no, that sounds like you. That's a great shot. Very unlucky to find the fielder, but he's got the right idea. Very good shot.
So Hubert, he's your left-arm spinner. He turns it nicely, so I'm sure you can enjoy keeping to him later.
Yeah, I saw him in the warm-up. He did look very good. Oh, there we go.
Looked like a leg spin or saying that from Solomon's. Do you know, did you come across any of these Sri Lankan players while you're in your Sri Lankan time?
Other than Ajanta, obviously, no. I haven't met any of the lads, but it is nice to hear the lingo, and in replying to some of them, they were pretty shocked that I knew a little bit, the Sinhalese.
Oh, were they sledging you in Sinhalese out there?
No, Sri Lankans are too nice to sledge. They're not South Africans and Australians.
Yeah. So last over, I think one of the 2 guys have to get out here, Nick. I think everyone's heard about your big hit in.
Yeah, it's not like you to tell a lie.
So Solomon's only 18 from his 4 overs. Did you prefer the pace on or the spin?
Oh, the wicket's not really spinning much, but I thought they bowled a very good length, their spinners. It wasn't easy to just run down and hit.
I think there could be a run out. Joe Hubert's turning for the second, but he's quick between the wickets.
But the seam definitely comes on, and the outfield is the speed of light, so you don't have to overhit the ball.
You need a big over here. Previous one was disappointing from a South African point of view. Only 1 or 2 coming from it. It's just falling away since your retirement here, Nick, but they do need a big finish here from the last 2 or 3 balls.
Yeah, it'll be nice. I think the bottom line is to make sure that when we get into the field that you forget about the score and play every ball. Because momentum is a big thing in T20 cricket. Judging by how we're going now, we're not going to take much momentum across into our fielding, so we're going to have to create it ourselves.
You got to few good bowlers in that South African side, and they're very competitive. They're the best, probably arguably the best fielding team, so they do cut off the angles, as you'll see when you have the gloves later. Well, that's going to be straight
I've been
in front
asking
of
for a few of those.
I'll go and field that one, Nick.
Got the youngsters, and I've been very impressed how well supported the event is. You know, it's midweek and people have come down to watch, which is testament to the entertainment value in this format of the game.
And what do you think of Chester Boughton Cricket Club?
That's an amazing venue. I mean, you know, to have two fields of this quality and then a netting facility of that quality, you know, can only make for good cricketers. And most importantly, it brings out the young kids. You know, when young kids come to a facility like this, and they can go across and play nets of that quality, then you know, you're always going to be onto a good thing.
That was the last ball, so you won't be returning there. But 149, Nick, 150 on for the Sri Lankans to chase. You're in the game.
Well, yeah, I've heard that if we can get a Jante out, we've got more of a chance. So hopefully we can get him out and try and sneak a little win here.
Nick, I appreciate you joining us in the commentary box. I know you've got to go and swap your pads, so good luck.
Thanks, bud. See you in a bit.
About 20 minutes out. Yeah. No, but 10 minutes. Well played, Matt. So it's great to have insight from Nick Pothers after his innings. Obviously, he was the standout player of that game. Just going to cross a little bit to the Scotland-New Zealand game. Sharan, don't know if you've been able to get any scores from that game.
Sorry.
Very important game, that one, because the winning team from that game has a very good chance of making it through to the knockout stages. The team that loses, well, they won't be completely out, but their chances of going through will be restricted.
Yeah, Sri Lanka's done well, better than I thought actually. They restricted South Africa for 150, and Nick Pothers played wonderful 50 first LMS game as well. It shows his true colours. He's wonderful batsman. It's great to watch.
So this is the second game on pitch 2. It's LMS Scotland versus LMS New Zealand. I'm just going to get a few scores up there in a second, but we can inform that New Zealand are batting.
Yeah, I might go home and then come back. I mean, how long are you here for?
Getting a bit sun out here again.
The 106 for no wicket after 10 overs. So they're flying. Collins again, 51 from 26. Charles Gray, 50 from 26. So the two openers, left and right hand in combination, got them off to a flyer. They're both retired now. Kane Lindsay, he's at the crease. Elegant left-hander. Simon Radra is at the non-striker.
Is James Franklin playing for Kiwis today, Wayne?
No, he's not been used in this game. He was brought in for the Monday and Tuesday game. He's got other commitments to that. He struggled in his first game, but he was very good in the game against England the other night. Almost getting England over the line. Could be a run out there. So New Zealand, they need a win. They get a win, they'll be moving to the top 3 positions.
Number 3 of this Group A will play in number 2 of Group B for the semis. It's going to be on this Sunday. I hope all the Sri Lankans, Pakistanis, South Africans, Indians, Scottish, USA, all the cricket fans around the world. If you guys live in Chester, please come on and help your team. It's going to be a fantastic day of cricket on this Sunday.
Yeah, so we obviously just moved across to pitch 2 for a few moments. South Africa batting first, probably slightly disappointed with the end score. Pothers got them back into the game, and when he retired, they just couldn't keep the momentum going. I don't know if you managed to listen to some of Nick Potter's chat in the commentary box, but it was very interesting to see that he quickly realised it's not just about big hitting in Osman Sands. You've got to be well aware where the field is and place the ball into the gaps at times.
Potter's used his experience pretty well today. Played brilliantly. Found the gaps. He wasn't in a hurry in any moment. Only the last over he got 16 runs out of Nishant Marasinghe.
So for those of you who are watching this game expecting to see South Africa versus Sri Lanka, we'll be back shortly on that. We're just taking the batsmen are taking their pads off. Nick Potter's got to put his keep-in pads on. They'll be coming out shortly. But we know there's a lot of people in New Zealand very eager to see how the Kiwis are going. We know the Scottish boys up in Glasgow and Edinburgh will be in their offices watching this closely. They'll be enjoying a bit of the live feed. I'm sure they're following the scores on the live scoring, lastmanstands.com/live scores. South Africans are about to make their way into the middle. And for the first time in this tournament, we're going to have a marquee player keeping. We've seen James Franklin bowl. We've seen Nick Compton bat. We've seen Abdul Razak clear houses. But we're going to be hopefully seeing a keeping masterclass from Nick Potters.
Yeah, I'm delighted to see that. New Zealanders are doing well at the moment, none for 110, which is fantastic. They're in a good position for 10 overs. Could
So-
pass better.
Australia topped the table, but they've obviously played the extra game. Singapore have just moved up as well, despite the loss, but obviously South Africa and Sri Lanka will move above. Well, South Africa will guarantee to move above Singapore after this game, even if they lose this match. But the key thing here is to watch out for the top spot. The team that wins the group goes straight through to the semi-final. Second and third have to play a qualifying match to get into the semi-final. And that could be a big factor on the final day, because there's going to be up to 3 games in a day if you've finished second or third. So teams will need big squads.
Yeah, that's going to be testing some fitness for the teams. I hope Sri Lanka is not going to be in that position, especially having a few senior players in their team.
Have you had any injuries in the Sri Lankan output so far?
Not so far, thank God. They're doing well. It's only one game to go.
The net run rate, something to look at as well, yeah. Sri Lanka got a very good net run rate. South Africa, they've actually got the best net run rates of the teams at the top. So that's something to look out for. If they do manage to win this game, they'll obviously top the group. But if they lose, their net run rate's still fairly healthy, so they'll have a chance. It'll be a crunch match against Australia tomorrow. Marcus North will be leading the Australian side against Nick Potters in South Africa. You just see Nick Potters classy knock. He started slowly there, Sharan.
Yeah, sure he did, but he managed to find his middle and show his true colours and got the 50 for the country. A bit unfortunate, didn't have any backup batsman for him to have a bit of an anchor to play with him. That wouldn't be a different story if we had good partnerships happening.
Yeah, so 52 from 30, but the innings got off to a very, very fast start with Wynand Venter. Wynand Venter, 27 from 15. Martin van Wyk, as always, played some outstanding shots, 39 from 23, but then it fell away. There was nothing more after the top 3 there. South Africa, James Nelson, talented James Nelson, just struggling in this tournament. The Webster brothers, not getting going either. Jay Beattie struggled with the bat. Ryan Herbert ran between the wickets well, but in the end 150, probably 15 to 20 short.
Yeah, the way South Africans were going, I thought it's going to be 180. They were 86 for 8 overs. That was fantastic. But after 8 over went down a bit. Sri Lankans done well so far. first 10 overs sometimes they were a bit expensive. For example, for same thing happened with the Australian game as well, and they come back really hard.
Yeah, but Ratanaka, the pick of the bowlers, picking up 2 wickets for his 19. Well supported by Solomons up front. He's having a good tournament. He went for just 18 of his 4. Raja Karuna, slightly expensive for his 1 over, as was Marasinga, but the 3 key bowlers there were De Silva, Ratanaka and Solomons, really bringing the game into Sri Lanka's corner.
And he has been very impressive so far. He's helping with batting and bowling pretty well. Raja got 250s for this comp so far, and he was a bit unfortunate last game. He got out for 47 runs. Great performance by him from batting.
So the second innings about to get underway. Nick Potter's behind the stumps after a well-played 50. Webster, the skipper, he's down at third man. He's coming into his skipper, giving him a bit of coming into Pothers. They're having a chat. I'm sure Webster's going to learn a lot from Pothers.
What do you think when South Africans are more of a bowling team, you reckon?
They got a very, very good opening batting partnership. They've got a good bowling lineup. I'm not sure their bowlers, although I'm not sure these surfaces are necessarily suiting the South African bowlers as much as it would maybe back in South Africa, Australia. But they've got a good attack. Hubert is their pick of their bowlers in these conditions. The big left arm spinner. Jay Beattie, when he gets going, he's also a handful. Left arm bowler. He can swing the ball into the pad, so he'll be looking for an LBW here.
It's a bit of a swing in there on the leg side.
And he just tests Potter's first ball down leg. So a bit of shape for Beattie early on there.
Bit of a swing in there. I'm surprised to see Potters is not wearing any pads.
I think he's got those pads that go inside your trousers there. Good from Beattie. That's a much better line. See Cam Fryer with the water bottles. Cam Fryer unfortunately injured in this game. He's normally the opening partner with Jay. Cam, do you want to have a word? Do you want back home?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone back at home for supporting us and going through
That was
to
a
fan
brilliant.
parks. Yeah, thanks guys.
That was a brilliant knock from Raja Karuna. Went down for 4. Good start from Sri Lanka.
Cameron, tell me what is the prognosis with your injury? Tell me what's happened and how long until you'll be back?
And they said it's a slight pull of the hamstring. They said I should be back by tomorrow, so hoping everything goes smoothly now. Just going for another acupuncture session, and yeah, let's see.
Okay, well, we hope to see you back on the field shortly, Cameron. I know you'll be gutted that you're not able to be part of this. Just one more question before you go, Cameron. Can you just tell me who's going to be opening the bowling in your replacement?
I think Chucky will be, or Martin will be opening in my place.
And have you got anyone else that can do a bit of spin? We know Hubert is a quality spinner, but have you got anyone else that can take the pace of it?
Currently in our squad, not really, but I'm sure if we needed, we could throw the ball to someone and like Vainant, and he'll do it for us.
Okay, so Vane and Fenton normally the keeper. They've made Nick Pothers the keeper for this game. Nick Pothers can bowl a bit as well, but I don't think he'll be used as a bowler in today's match.
Is Nick a spin bowler, Wayne, or?
I do remember in the net facilities at Old Edwardians, he used to run in and bowl bounces every delivery. So he might be used as a wicket-taking bowler in this game. But that was obviously 15 years ago, so I'm not too sure the Sri Lankans will be worried about Nick running in bowling grounds this year.
I bet. The ball went outside the boundary lines and they haven't looked for it.
So they've gone up for a new ball. The hold-up was because the ball's run into one of those bushes and they can't find it. Could this be a controversial moment? Could one of the South Africans be hiding the ball to get a older ball with a bit more less pace? That looks like a new gun. That's a brand new ball. They've got a brand new ball out the box. So the South African tactics of hiding the ball hasn't worked yet.
Looks like a brand new ball to me too. He come back well. Beatty. Rajikarna went for a big one. Swing and miss.
So it's better from BT there. A little bit short. Fortunately for him, batsman probably threw the shot too early. He's got to go fuller. He's got to get his line right. That's better. That's well bowled and well played.
Good cricket in there. And he was settling for single.
Shiran, what number will Ajanta Mendes come in?
Most probably he'll come number 3, Wayne. Last match we changed our batting line. We gave a bit of a few bats down the order to bat. Didn't work fair for us, but we managed to get through. Actually, Ajanta bat number 3 or 4.
So, Pothers and Dalton Webster coming together, the brains trust of the South African unit. Pothers passing on some advice to his young captain. I'm sure Dalton will be taking it all in.
It's a good start from South African team. It's only 6 months for first over. It's not bad. Sri Lankan first over a bit expensive.
Yeah, South Africa 20 to 30 runs short here. They're going to need early wickets. Ooh. Van Wyk starts with the leg side wide.
It's good keeping by Nick Pothers. He's still doing his job well. He's not rusty.
Both opening bowlers starting with the leg side wide, just testing if Pothers has still got it.
Yeah, that's right. That was a brilliant comeback.
So Janta Mendes, he's been a batting all-rounder in his LMS career. Would you agree with that?
Yes, certainly. When he has been batting all-rounder for this LMS series so far. Struggling to find his form for bowling.
They're not too bad.
But he's doing his job for country.
So Van Wyk, not the best start from him.
Shot brilliantly.
And that's
Brilliant knock by Andy. Went out for 6. That was a fantastic shot. Andrew has been a big hitter so far in this comp. He gave our Sri Lankan team a good opening partnerships and batting brilliantly.
yeah, it's not good from the South Africans here. That's the short boundary. I'm sure Pothers will be going to him, said, but you've got to go full. Get the ball, guys hitting the ball up the slope. Into the wind, huge boundary on the offside. It's basic tactics. You've got to go full on an off stump. Get them to try and drive the ball down the ground. That's better. That's better from Chucky. Taking the advice from Nick Pothers there.
That was good cricket by Andy. Doesn't go for big shots for every ball. Singles, happy with the single. Whoa, what a catch.
Oh, Pothers has taken his first catch. That was a sharp catch from Pothers there.
Safe hands in there in Pothers. And unfortunately, anyone departs for now.
Now this is going to be interesting here. We're going to see the replay, but we're also going to have to look at how Pothers approaches this team huddle. South Africans have got an interesting celebration to their wickets, and is Pothers updated on all the terminology they use when they do these little celebrations?
He was trying to cut away, unfortunately.
Pothers was out of tune there.
Bit slow in there.
I'm sure you'll get it right next time.
Yeah. That was a crucial wicket for Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, anyone departs for 2. And a good comeback from South Africans. That was a good catch. Dean was trying to cut away. Didn't find his middle. Ajantha Mendis is on the crease. Sorry, it's Andy.
So that wicket just gets South Africa back into the game, yeah?
Yeah, quick wicket doesn't help Sri Lankans. Hopefully these two will stay for a while. Oh, that was silly batting.
That's better from BT. That's a better length. That's a bit of a slog from Solomons. No other way to describe that, Durant.
Yeah.
Although if he did hit it, we would have been calling for that ball that's just been found in the bushes. That would have been over the canal, never mind in it.
That was a brilliant shot. Beautiful drive from Andy.
I don't think JB can be too disappointed with that. That's just a good shot.
That wasn't a bad ball though, yeah, for sure.
Really good shot from Solomons.
We need Andy to stay in the wicket because he can go for big ones. If we get a 50, it's going to be comfortable for Sri Lankan lineup. Then for another one. He's fine in the middle so far, Andy. Very impressive. 22 for 1 for 2.2 overs. He's doing the job for Sri Lankan team.
So South Africa do have the spin option of Hubert. He normally bowls in the back end, but interesting to see if the South Africans think about getting him on a little bit earlier. That's unlucky. That was well bowled from BT. Well played by Solomons, but I get the feeling that if he missed it, that might have been LBW, sure.
Definitely. He was a bit lucky in there to get a slight touch from his bat.
Shuffled across the stumps there and just tickled down to... I've got a feeling maybe spin from this end might be the answer. It's into the wind.
And he got a really good eye. He's batting brilliantly. Bit risky shot, but got it right. Three overs gone, 31 runs for 1 wicket. It's not too bad.
Yeah, South Africans need wickets and they need them fast.
That was a good over for Sri Lanka. That was 12 runs from that over.
So Ajantha Mendis, we've seen him change his way of playing throughout this tournament. We saw him in Cape Town score at over 200 strike rate. In this tournament, you know, as the likes of Solomons have got the firepower, and he's adjusted and he's been a little bit more patient and he's played some crucial knocks for his team.
He has been. He has been anchor for the team. Yes, that was another boundary. Beautiful drive from Andy. He's doing his job for Sri Lanka. He's batting so far really wonderful to watch. Got a bit of a sun coming out again, which is good news for us. Sri Lankan team is struggling with this bit of a chilly weather. You know, we don't have winter in Sri Lanka, when you know.
Okay, so Ajantha Mendis He's been at the crease for a while. He's yet to face, I don't think.
Yeah, that's his first ball.
We just got the live scorecard that's just incorrect. It's not Maduranga. The live scoring feed. Just got a slight technical issue there, but Mendes is on strike. He's yet to face. And the umpire thinks that's just inside the blue wide line there.
Looks like a white ball to me, but he got away from that.
I don't think you're in a good position to see that, Sharon.
Ajantha Mendes get his run, first run for this match.
Sharon, do you know Sammy Sharma?
Yeah, he's from Brizzy. Yeah.
He says, is that you on the mic? Do you want to say a word to him? He's made a comment in the live feed.
Yeah, Sammy, it's me. Sammy played for In and Outs. Yeah. You know, he's from Ipswich.
It's a Wimber League.
In Ipswich.
Oh, in Ipswich, okay. Pushed away to third man. Doug Webster's got a good arm. Gone to the non-striker. Well fielded. Good cricket from the South Africans and good running between the wickets. Solomon's is quick.
Yeah, he is quick between wickets. That was a good cricket from both teams. Brilliant field from the captain.
So South Africa well behind the game, yeah, but you never know. 2 quick wickets and the game will be in the balance again. And South Africans will believe all the way. Their confidence and positive outfit. Just hard to see where the wickets are going to come from. JBT is getting the ball to swing into the pad, so maybe you can try and get one to go through the gate, or maybe even get an LBW.
Yeah, South Africans need another wicket, quick one. That'll put them back in the game.
PT.
He was a bit expensive last over. That was a good ball.
Thought he bowled okay last over. His figures probably didn't do him justice. A few little tickles down to fine leg.
It was a slow ball from Beatty. Done well.
So Solomons is a huge wicketer. 36 from 17. He's flying.
It's very crucial. Handy to his tail and get his 50.
That's well bowled.
That was a brilliant bowling.
That's
again.
the line and length. That's very well bowled from BT.
Beatty come back well in this over. It's only 2 runs.
He just needs to get his consistency going. If he can keep hitting that area, it's going to make it very, very tough for the Sri Lankans.
That's a good cricket from India as well. He knows it is his wicket is very crucial, and he's doing the job for his country.
This is good from BT this over.
Brilliant bowling by Beatty.
Both teams applauding. Sri Lanka know they're ahead of the rates, so they don't have to worry about run rates. The key for them is to not lose wickets, but South Africa will just be looking to claw the run rate back here. 2 tight overs. They're back in the game.
Has to be wide. Beatty try his slow ball again. Didn't work, unfortunately.
Well disguised slow ball. Confused me from the commentary box. But just didn't get his line right.
Ajantha Mendes didn't pick that ball as well.
Oh no, BT.
That's a bit expensive. Second wide ball is 3 runs for LMS. Sri Lanka will take that.
I think we're going to have to see a change from South Africa. They don't normally bowl Hubert until the last 7 or 8 overs. But I think he needs to come on, and needs to come on quickly. He's going to be the danger man for South Africa in this low scoring game.
Is he a spinner, Wayne?
Yeah, he's a decent spinner.
Yeah, wonderful.
But he's also one of those guys, he's that sort of in-your-face spinner. He's always got something to say, but in a nice way. He's a real character of the South African team, and I enjoy watching him bowl.
5 overs gone. 48 for 1, I believe, last run. Close to 10 runs for an over is not bad.
Who's coming in at 4 for Sri Lanka?
Boughton usually come number 4 for Sri Lanka. He has been really handy as well. Scored a few runs.
So Sri Lanka well on top here.
So far they're doing well. The main key is they stay in the wicket for another few overs. That'll do the job. That was a good ball again.
So Sharan, you've been very confident with the Sri Lankan team. Will they be going for a bonus point victory here?
Mate, by the look of it, I think we will. So far we won 2 games with bonus points. We were happy about it. Yeah, I think we will get the bonus point in this game as well.
Okay. Is that going to be a clear tactic, or do you think they're just trying to play for the win first?
They wanted to win the game, but the way it's going, I think they'll get the bonus. That's a sloppy fielding by South Africans.
So that's Fenta misfielding. He's normally got the gloves on. There's no excuse for that, though. He's obviously a tall man. He just didn't get his body down to it. South Africa have been really good in this field, in this tournament, but not at the best there. From the man that's normally got the gloves.
Runs are very crucial in this game. We had to be fielding very tight.
That's going to be 4.
That was a wonderful, brilliant cut shot from Andy. That has to be his 50.
That's a great knock by Solomons.
Quick one too. Is 22 balls. Only took 22 balls. And he has been really impressive this tournament so far.
So South Africa in real trouble here. The other teams in this group will be watching closely. I presume a few of them will even be hoping that Sri Lanka take the bonus points off South Africa. South Africa need to stay switched on. The bonus points are also going to be crucial in this game if they lose. I don't think they'll believe this game's over yet. I know they fight all the way. And also
certainly.
Two new batsmen, yeah. And Mendes hasn't been on top form in this tournament yet with the bat in terms of striking. He's played the crucial knocks, but he hasn't been scoring as fluently as normal.
Compared to a World Championship, game we saw, and he's taking his time. He's not trying to go for big ones like he did.
But when you got Solomon striking it at 227, you don't really need to, do you?
Exactly. He knows his game, and Boughton has been very impressive so far. Got good eye as well. Hopefully he'll settle in.
As it looks like the USA boys have arrived. There's the skipper Pervin there. Well bowled by Chucky there. Really good by Martin van Wyk. Good change up.
Boughton didn't pick that at all.
So I think we need a change of ball. We need a spin to come into attack here. Sure.
I think he's coming, isn't he? Number 8.
Yeah, there we go. Ube.
That's a great thinking by the captain.
See the match summary.
A bit early.
Pothers, pick of the batsman for South Africa there. Well supported Van Wyk and Fenta. Sri Lankan bowlers, very good.
Number 8 he's a big boy like Pat Sincock.
Pat Simcox. I'm not sure about that, Duran, but I think
close enough.
We can leave it there.
He was a big boy, wasn't he? That was nice, brilliantly batting by Mendes. Found his middle finally. All the way to the boundary.
Come lads, come lads. Come boys, come on. Pick it up here please boys, come now.
It's not a good start for the leading spinner.
Come lads. Work your hopes.
South Africans gone a bit quiet, but Jay Beattie's still full of words of encouragement there. Oh, and there you see.
That's a good comeback.
Now South Africa, they've obviously come on to England with a strong seam attack, but I think they're one spinner short as we've seen here. Another spinner to back up Habib would have been a big part of the South Africans' game plan if they'd seen these conditions before arriving. Can they maybe bring a spin over from South Africa?
I think they have to. That's not the Mendes we know. He's trying to go for different tactics. Real sweep.
Yeah. Habib got that one to show and turned sharply earlier. Good glove work by Pothers as well. South Africa need a breakthrough here.
Pothers has been very impressive so far. Took the beautiful catch as well and got 50 for his country. Doing his job very well.
Something I noticed about Hubert, I actually umpired a game the other day, and he likes the shot of one when after he's delivered the ball.
Yeah.
So for those of you just tuning in, let's just watch him in his follow through. There we go.
You're dead set right, Ben. Sri Lanka is in a comfortable position at this game so far. 7 overs gone, 64 for 1.
It's good to see Bandara Walivita tuning in from Italy. Welcome to the viewing. Please tell me a bit more about yourself. Do you play cricket in Italy?
Rasika Mendes is actually Ajanta Mendes' sister. She's watching the game as well. Welcome, Rasika. I believe you are really proud of your brother. She's been very, very helpful throughout the season, putting comments on Facebook, and always been first to comment as well. Welcome, Rasika.
So the skipper, Dalton Webster, into the tech. Little medium paces. That's a good length. The skipper needs to pull something out of the bag for his team. They're in all sorts of trouble here.
South Africans have to do their magics now. Sri Lankans are going comfortably at the moment. That was a brilliant bowling from the skipper again.
Good start here from Dalton. He'll be disappointed with his batting earlier. An effort to try and increase the run rate. He held out at mid-wicket boundary. Just too many extras from the South Africans and too many wides.
That's what the pressure does to some players. It's not easy.
It's gone down the ground. Big.
And
And
it's
that's
settled
James
for single.
Nelson. Well fielded by James Nelson up there. Hendrik van der Merwe says SA's bowling attack is missing Ati Mostert. It's good from Dalton. It's taking the pace of this. A good start, besides the little one that he pushed down leg. Dalton will be pleased with his start here.
Jordan has been impressive so far for 3 runs.
Pushed down to fine leg. Abed does the fielding. So the bid from South Africa. They haven't given up yet.
That's a clever cricket by Sri Lankans. They're not trying to be too aggressive. They go only for the loose balls.
That's right, and they don't need to do that. The only way they can really lose this game is if they have a little bit of a batting collapse.
Certainly.
They're well ahead of the rate. South Africa just 20 to 30 runs short in their
Yeah,
first
171 80 wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
We were expecting the same as well. Bit unlucky.
So for the people from South Africa watching this game, tell us about the spinners in the LMS leagues. Is there any other spinners South Africa can can call over here. Cameron Fry's injured. Is there any spinners thinking that they should be playing yet? Spin doesn't seem to worry Ajanta Mendes too much. He's just crashed that through extra cover for 4.
It's a brilliant knock by Ajanta. He's seen the middle. He's doing really well so far. As usual, he's taking all the responsibilities and doing the job for his country.
Probably just a bit too much width from Hubert on that occasion. Nick Potters is signalling the field change once you get the extra cover a bit squarer. Same with the third man. So now you definitely can't give too much room here. It's got to be in at the pads there. Van Veek's a good field. It comes around. It's gone. Janta's through for a
That was a
comfortable
great
2.
toll. Good running from Ajanta Mendes. Welcome Saurajan. I play cricket with Saurajan in Toomba. He's a friend of mine. He's Sri Lankan as well. He's watching the live stream today.
Shot of 1 from a bear again.
Different Mendes today. He's trying to free his arms, trying to go for shots. That was a good ball.
Sharp work from Potters behind the stump. And well bowled from Hubert. Just getting that one to turn. So good finish to the over from Hubert.
Yeah, that's what South Africa needs, more dot balls. Last few overs wasn't too bad for South Africa.
Just about hanging in there.
They need another wicket badly. Sri Lankans are going comfortably, playing really good cricket in here. Nine overs gone, 77 for 1.
Webster continues. Jay Beattie's got a lot of work to do up there. That's a phenomenal stop. It's between his legs.
That was a brilliant fielding, Beattie.
Well fielded, Jay Beattie. That's
Hope
the
he's
commitment.
okay.
He saved his team 2 runs there. You just never know. Sometimes little moments like that can give the team a bit of confidence.
Ponta saying well done.
And he's also just adjusting the field. He wants him a bit squarer there. It does mean that the third man is very square. But Potters is correct to tell him to stay as you were, because that would have been 4 if he hadn't corrected the field there.
That's the masterclass cricket from Pontas.
Just add in value not only with the bat, but the tactics here, Potters.
Let's save another 2 runs for South African team.
With
That's for
this
sure.
field though, Dalton can't afford to give too much room, and he can't afford to be short. It's going to be an easy dab to third man. He's got to keep it full. That's gone straight up. Oh my word, Potters, this is going to be
It's
testing.
on the air.
Easy game for
Easy
Potters.
catch for Pontas. Bit unfortunate for Ajanta Mendes.
I think Potters is, although he's played the game at the highest level, you always get a bit of the heart beats a few extra knots when it goes that high. Everyone expects you to take it when you've got the gloves there.
Yeah, that was a dolly for Pontas. Bit unfortunate for Ajanta Mendes. He was trying to free in his hands. He wasn't himself today.
You say that it's easy for Potters, but you watch how his legs have to adjust at the last minute. Watch out. He's in a good position. He thinks he is. You see, he had to go again. The value of keeping your eye on the ball.
Exactly. That was a crucial wicket for South Africans. I think they needed that badly.
So the Sri Lankans in all sorts of trouble now. The skipper's got... this game's definitely evened up a little bit.
Yeah, after the Ajanta Mendes, yeah, it has been. It's getting a bit windy and chilly again. typical English weather. I'm struggling in this commentary with this weather.
So South Africa need to find someone else that can take the pace of the ball here. They need another spinner.
His spinner has been very impressive today.
It's two right-handers at the crease. It's a massive boundary on the leg side, up the hill. Turning the ball down the hill with the slope.
Hiroshi De Silva is the new batsman on the crease.
Winston, was it? No, he probably only played in the Tests.
He's off the mark.
So South Africans fighting their way back into this game. So new batsman's left-hander. So he'll be hitting it on the leg side downhill, offside up the hill. Very small boundary on the leg side, massive boundary on the offside.
Captain and the Hobart has been very impressive so far. Haven't seen a boundary for a while, for the last few overs.
We knew Herbert was going to be the key for South Africa in this defence of 150.
You're right, when they needed the spinner earlier than usual to keep the Sri Lankan batting line.
That's well bowled, very well bowled.
Very well bowled. Hobart is showing his experience, doing his job for his country.
There was no finger salute for one there, as he knew he could get the ball and deliver. But my prediction, this ball straight down the ground and Herbert to shot one. There we go.
Here we go. You're right, man. He was doing exactly what you said.
But the fielders haven't listened and they returned for two, and the Bears not happy.
There's no twos for Bear. It's only one. Good over so far. It's only 3 runs.
Potter's showing he's committed to the cause here.
Good over for South Africa. It's only 4 runs from last over.
They're definitely coming back into this game now.
They have. Sri Lanka needs a couple of boundaries to get away from this pressure. It's very crucial. 2 new batsmen on the crease.
Interesting to see South Africa elect for their 5th bowling option here. Dalton Webster going well. His younger brother, Doug, similar bowler to Dalton, maybe not as much experience. Don't think James Nelson bowls too often. And then Fenter normally keeps, so they might only have 5 bowling options here.
Are they twins, man?
No,
They
not
look
twins.
very look alike.
Just brothers. That's Doug out there. It's fielding the ball at extra cover.
Hiroshi settled for 1. Basnaga haven't found his middle yet. Going for second. That was close.
Big shot.
That was good dive from Basnaga. Brilliant fielding.
Just an update from the Pool A match between Scotland and New Zealand. New Zealand have put a huge score on the board again. 212 from their 20. And Scotland starting briskly. They got 7 runs in their first over. So we watch Van Wyk cover good ground. He's got a strong arm. 1 bounce into Pothers. Too close to call. Too close to call. Umpire had to give the benefit of the doubt to the batsman there. There's Cameron Fryer, struggling with an injury. I think he's got the Voltaren gel there. Surprised the physio is not doing his job there.
That was a short ball.
They've got the field well set here.
But he's doing a really good job with fielding settings today.
Every ball you've seen Potter's looking around. So yeah, he's got his extra cover even squarer here. I like this field from South Africa. Dalton can't drop it short though.
West has been impressive, so he has been very impressive so far. It's only 3 runs from this over. Going well.
Doug Webster's got a big job to do there. That's
Brilliant
outstanding fielding. That's great cricket all round. Good running between the wickets. Very good from Doug Webster out there, sliding on one knee.
It was a great fielding and great running from both teams.
So in the middle overs here, the boundaries dried up slightly, but the running between the wickets is still impressive.
There was no boundary for last 3 overs, 4 overs actually, and South Africans come back pretty well. It has been aggressive cricket from South Africans. That was a brilliant fielding from South Africans.
Well done to the umpire, Lewis Davies, got himself into a good position there. Textbook umpiring.
I think he's going to finish the spinner when that's his last over, isn't it? For the spinner.
It's the last over for Hubert. Shouts of come on Hobie. Hobie, nickname for Hubert. We haven't heard him shout one yet for a while. Could it be coming now? Oh no.
Basnagar went for a big
That's-
one.
that's
Beautiful
6.
shot. It went for all the way down to 6.
So the left-hander, good game awareness there.
That's the first 6 for Basnagar.
Hit into the short
Found his
boundary
middle.
down the hill. And well caught on the boundary there.
He went again. Has to be 6 years.
Oh, this over's turning it for Sri Lanka again, yeah.
This over has been really good for Sri Lanka. 2 6s. What a batting from Basnagar. He's doing his job for his country. 2 massive 6s. It's lovely to watch the way he bats.
It's gone again.
He went back again. Settled for single. To qualify for Sri Lankan team, Basnagar scored 24 runs in 1 over against Anuradhapura team. That was brilliant batting from Basnagar in Sri Lankan league.
This looks very comfortable for Sri Lanka now. The gap between runs and balls is closing.
Eroshan is doing his job. He's just letting Basnagar to bat and he's playing the anchor role here. It's good to watch. Webster was bowled brilliantly early, but he was a bit unlucky with a couple of 6s. These guys are so lucky to play for the same team, 2 brothers. That's a brilliant place to be. Sri Lanka is in good position at the moment. They're doing brilliantly. Roshan going for second. Brilliant running by Sri Lankans. Good fielding.
I'd like to TV review that one. I definitely want to go out of bounds, eh? It was a cleaner bounds. You guys are more square on. There you go. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on.
We're going to have a change in the commentary box. It's going to be an all Sri Lankan affair. And for the South African viewers, who have a good understanding of Sinhalese. I'm sure you'll enjoy in this commentary. Joanne, I think Sri Lanka have got this game in the bag. Good luck, and I'll hand over to Dil.
The way it's going, actually, Sri Lanka is in good position so far, and we welcome Dilruk into our commentary box. Welcome, Dilruk. We're going to speak in Sinhalese now for Sri Lankan viewers. ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායම මේ තරඟයේ 4 වෙනි තරඟයට තමයි සහභාගී වෙන්නේ. තරඟ තුනක් ජයග්‍රහණය කරා. පළවෙනි තරඟය ඕස්ට්‍රේලියානු කණ්ඩායමට එරෙහිව තියුණු ජයක් අත් කරගත්තා. දෙවෙනි තරඟය USA කණ්ඩායමට එරෙහිව, තුන්වෙනි තරඟය සිංගප්පූරු කණ්ඩායමට එරෙහිව අපි දැන් 4 වෙනි තරඟයට පිවිස සිටින්නේ. 4 වෙනි තරඟයට අපි ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ සවුත් ඇෆ්‍රිකන් කණ්ඩායමට එරෙහිව. දිල්රුක් මා සමග එක්ව වී සිටිනවා. දිල්රුක් ඉන්නේ එංගලන්තයේ පදිංචි වී සිටින චෙස්ටර් නගරයේ. මා එක්කලා ඊයේ පෙරේද කතා කර දිල්රුක් වා අnder 19 ටීම් එකකට ලංකාව ගහුවා කියලා. කියන්නේ හොඳ ක්‍රිකටර් කෙනෙක් වගේ. කොහොමද දිල්රුක්?
ඉන්න හොඳට. I think මෙන්න තරඟයේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව in a good position at the moment අවශ්‍යනේ.
අත් වශයෙන්ම අපි ඉතාමත් හොඳ තත්වයක මේ අවස්ථාවේ රැඳී සිටින්නේ. කඩලු දෙකක් පමණයි දැවි ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායමේ. 150ක ඉලක්කයක් හඹා යනවා.
ඉරෝෂන් පිතිකරුවා හොඳට ප්ලේ කරනවා at the moment.
ඔව් ඉරෝෂන් ඇත්තටම ඇන්කර් බැට්ස්මන් කෙනෙක් හැටියට තමයි මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ. මොකද බස්නායක මේ හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරනවා. බස්නායක ලකුණු 20ක් ලබාගෙන තියෙනවා පන්දු 8කට. ඉරෝෂන් ලකුණු 16ක් පන්දු 18කට. කොර 14ක් අවසානයේදී ලකුණු 116කට කඩලු දෙකක් පමණ දැවි ගිහින් තියෙන ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායමේ.
මෙම තරඟයේ දිනුවත් ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායම going into semi-finals, right?
ඔව් අපි ඇත්තටම මේ තරඟය ඉතාමත්ම වැදගත් තරඟයක් වෙනවා. අපි මේ තරඟය ජයග්‍රහණය කරොත් අපිට අර්ධ පූර්ව අවසාන තරඟයට සුසුකම් ලබා ගැනීමට හැකියාව ලැබෙනවා. මොකද අපි මේ අපේ කණ්ඩායමේ නම්බර 1ට තමයි රැඳී සිටින්නේ. මේ ඉතාමත්ම වැදගත් තරඟයක් බවට පත් වෙනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායමට.
අවසාන තරඟ පවතින්නේ this coming Sunday, right?
ඔව් අවසාන පූර්ව තරඟය සහ අවසාන තරඟය මේ ඉරිදා පැවැත්වෙනවා චෙස්ටර් ක්‍රීඩාංගණය. ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රිකට් ලෝලින් මේ අවට ලිවර්පූල් චෙස්ටර් ඉන්නවා නම් අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා ලංකාවේ කණ්ඩායමට ඇවිල්ලා සහයෝගය ලබා දෙන්න කියලා. තාමත්ම වටිනා තරඟයක්. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න. බස්නායක එක ලකුණකට සීමා කරනවා මේ අවස්ථාවේදී.
නිරෝෂන්
116 විකට් දෙකයි ඕවර්ස් 14යි පන්දු 1යි. ඉරෝෂන් තමයි මේ අවස්ථාවේ පන්දුර මුහුණ දෙන්නේ. තාමත් ආකර්ශනීය පහරක්.
ලකුණු දෙකක් ලබා ගන්නවා ඉරෝෂන්.
I hope all the South Africans are understanding our language, Sinhalese, and it was hard for me when I was traveling to South Africa, and because they speak different language as well, some people does, and
ඉරෝෂන් එක ලකුණක් ලබා ගන්නවා.
තව තරඟ තව පන්දු වාර 6ක් පමණ ඉතුරුව තිබෙන්නේ මේ තරඟයේදී. තාමත් හොඳ පන්දු රැකීමක් සවුත් ඇෆ්‍රිකන් කණ්ඩායමෙන්.
කවර් ඩ්‍රයිව් පාරක් එල්ල කරනවා.
බස්නායක මේ තරඟය වලදී ඉතාමත්ම හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කරා. සෑම තරගයකින් ලකුණු 20ට වැඩිය ලබා ගත්තා. අවසාන තරගයේදී ඔහු ලකුණු 43ක් ලබා ගත්තා. මේ අවස්ථාවේදී බස්නායක සහ ඉරෝෂන් ඉතාමත් හොඳ කර්තව්‍යයක් ඉටු කරනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායම වෙනුවෙන්. මෙන්න හැරියට ඒගොල්ලෝ පන්දු යවන්නාගේ වෙනස්කමක් සිදු කිරීමට සැරසෙන්නේ.
ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායම 116ක් ලබාගෙන තිබෙනවා over 14කට at the moment.
මම හිතන්නේ මේ තරගයේදී අපිට ප්‍රසාද ලකුණු ලබා ගැනීමට හැකි වෙයි කියලා. මොකද over 16ට ඉස්සරහින් ලකුණු ලබා ගන්න ඕන ප්‍රසාද ලකුණු ලබා ගැනීමට ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායමට මේ අවස්ථාව නොලැබෙයි කියලා මම හිතන්නේ. over 2යි තියෙන්නේ. no ball එකක් වගේ
no ball පන්දුවක් වගේ. Oh it is a no ball පන්දුවක් and ලකුණු 4ක් එල්ල කරා.
දර්ශනීය 4 පහරක් එල්ල කරා. ශ්‍රී ලංකන් කණ්ඩායම 120ට මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ළඟා වෙනවා. ෆ්‍රී හිට් එක හම්බ වෙනවා. හොඳ පන්දු යාමක් නෙමෙයි සවුත් ඇෆ්‍රිකන් කණ්ඩායමේ අවස්ථාව දකින්න ලැබෙන්නේ. බස්නායකේ ලකුණු තත්ත්වය ලකුණු 21 දක්වා ඉහළ යනවා පන්දු 9කට. ෆ්‍රී හිට් එක
oh no, it's a run out.
තාමත්ම සෝචනීය අවස්ථාවක්. ඉරෝෂන් දැවි යාමකට අසු වුණා ෆ්‍රී හිට් එකේ උඩ පන්දු ලැබී යාමෙන්. තාමත් අනවශ්‍ය දැවි යාමක් හැටියට සඳහන් කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ අවස්ථාවේ හැටියට.
ඉරෝෂන් හොඳට ප්ලේ කරා මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ලකුණු 17ක් ලබා ගත්තා. Erosion and Bandar Basnaik. They had a good partnership in the middle.
තාමත්ම නොසලකලිමත් දැවි යාමක් හැටියට සඳහන් කරන්න වෙන්නේ. මේ කිසිම අවස්ථාවක් නැහැ ලකුණු දෙකක් කරා යාමට. නව ප්‍රතිකරුවා හැටියට කණ්ඩායමට පිවිසෙන්නේ නිශාන්ත් මාරසිංහ. අනුරාධපුරයෙන් ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයේ මෙයා නියෝජනය කරන්නේ. තාමත්ම හොඳ පන්දියාමක් සිදු කරා පළවෙනි තරඟ තුනේදී. ජයග්‍රහණී ලකුණු සටහන් කරෙත් නිශාන්ත තමයි අවසාන තරඟයේදී.
තව ලකුණු 35ක් තමයි අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ. ඕවර්ස් 6ක් පමණ තිබෙනවා. නිශාන්ත එක ලකුණක් ලබා ගන්නවා for the next ball.
අපි කාර්මික දෝෂයකට මේ අවස්ථාවේ අපස්ථාවකට පත් වී සිටිනවා. මොකද අපිට ස්කෝර් කාඩ් එක මේ අවස්ථාව ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. The viewers around the world, we're having some technical difficulties for live scoring. Our team is working at the moment to get up and running. Hopefully it will be sorted pretty soon. We apologize for the inconvenience. මේ ඕවර් ඉතාමත්ම හොඳ ඕවරයක් බවට පරිවර්තනය වී තියෙනවා සවුත් ඇෆ්‍රිකන් කණ්ඩායමට.
ඉතින් හතරේ පාරක් එල්ල කරනවා.
ලකුණු 4ක් නිශාන්ත මාරසිංහට ලැබෙනවා මේ අවස්ථාවේදී. තාමත්ම වේගෙන් පන්දු යදී යනවා 4 සීමාව කරා. We're having some technical difficulties. The viewers around the world. Live score is not working, unfortunately. The score is 132 at the moment for 2 wickets. After 16 overs, isn't it, man? 132 runs after 16 overs for 2 wickets. That was a good comeback.
Right. I got Lee Dixon changing with me at the moment.
Thank you very much, Dilruk.
Thank you.
You've done a good job.
Thank you.
Dilruk lives in Chester, and he plays for Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club as well. And he's Sri Lankan, originally from Sri Lanka, lives in England. Welcome, Lee Dixon. He's joining to the commentary. 134. The score is 134 at the moment for 16 overs gone for 2 wickets. Sri Lanka is in good position.
So while we've just got a couple of technical difficulties, I'm going to go back to my old days now, just do a little bit of scoring while we're commentating here.
It's 132. 134 for 2 for 16 overs. This is 17th over. This just started.
This is Doug Webster coming in from the city end here. Very, very close.
That was a good bowling by Webster.
So tell me a little bit about this batsman on strike at the moment.
Nishant, he's out of Colombo player. He plays for Samadhi Cricket Club in Anuradhapura. It's a country town in Sri Lanka. He has been very impressive so far with bowling and not too bad handy batsman as well. He scored the winning run in last game with a boundary.
Sri Lanka must be delighted with the way they've started the tournament.
Oh yes, they're going fantastic. They're really happy the way it's going so far. With this boundary, its total go up to 138. Sri Lanka won previous 3 matches, and if we win this one, definitely they'll secure their spot in semi-finals. Guaranteed semi-final spot in their group.
As Webster comes in again, bowls full this time. They're going to push for 2 here, but there isn't one there. Goes out to JB2, who just rolls it in. Now South Africa are getting to that point now where they're going to need 2-3 wickets very quickly here, even to stand any chance.
Definitely, they need a few quick wickets. Unfortunately, Erosion departs with a silly run out. A bit unfortunate for Erosion.
Another dot ball from Webster. Started really well here, Webster. He's only gone for the 11 runs off nearly 2 full overs. He's got 1 ball left here. I'm glad you're here because you can help me with my pronunciations. Is this Basanaka, 30 off 16?
Basnaika, you be close, man. Yeah.
And just as we get his name right, he's just caressed the ball through the vacant third man area. Ryan Hebert tried to get round there, but it was of no use there, and it's getting closer and closer to that vital score for Sri Lanka and another win.
Yeah, Basnaika get his 30 runs out of 16 balls. That was a brilliant knock by Basnaika. Webster was bowling well so far. Unfortunate, it's a bit expensive this over.
So this really is going to mean that South Africa are going to be in a bit of a shootout match with Australia tomorrow. But that won't be Sri Lanka's problem. Sri Lanka will be tucked up nicely in the qualification places. Did they do anything nice yesterday, the Sri Lankan boys?
Yes, we went out actually for being a day off. We went to see the see the Chester Zoo. That was a good day for Sri Lankan boys. They had a ball in there. It's a great zoo in Chester. How about the South African guys?
I'm not totally sure, to be honest. Obviously, being local to the area, I was off to work for the day. But I know the South African lads have took their defeat to Singapore pretty hard, and they've been doing some extra training. They did maybe take in the Chester nightlife on on Tuesday night, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Van Wyk here in his last over, 1 for 29. But this game seems to be well and truly gone.
It's only 7 runs to win for Sri Lanka, and they're playing brilliantly so far in this comp. And Nishant Amarasinghe is facing the ball.
It's a wide ball down the leg side. You can hear his opening batting partner, Venter, chatting away to him here. I'm not sure what he's saying to him, but just one blow away now for the Sri Lankans, and it's going to put South Africa in a really tough position in this group. Straight down the ground again, past Van Wyk.
South Africans number 4 at the moment. It's going to be a very crucial game. Next game is for them against mighty Australians.
The Australians beat Singapore today in another close game, didn't they?
It was a close game, and they had to get 17 runs in the last over. They managed to give them only 3 runs. That was brilliant win for Seas.
There's a lovely little change up there from Van Wyk. He's just rolled his fingers over it. As Webster comes in again. Oh, he's just gone across the ball here. Obviously playing on a new pitch here at Chester. We've moved along towards the bottom half of the square. Just a little insight for some of the players, just a little more bounce towards the canal end. Obviously not as used as well, so hopefully some of the seamers may come back into play.
Yeah, that's right. There's uneven bounce in there. There's a little edge in there, but Basnaik was lucky enough, didn't go to the keeper. Sri Lankan players doesn't need to do any different what they're doing at the moment. They should take it easy and take the singles and win this game.
Quite an open stance for the batsman here. Who's this batter on strike at the moment?
Yeah.
Squeeze out, Dougie. Squeeze out, bud. Come on.
Is that Marasinga?
Nishanta Marasinga, you're close.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Working hard.
Sri Lankan's name is not easy to pronounce. Yeah, I think it's hard.
I know looking at the sheet, the commentary sheet the other day, there's actually one of the players who's got 4 names.
Yeah, that is Deniwan Rajakaran. I got the longest name in the team, I presume.
Off the pad here, and a single picked up by Pothers. He's tried to run him out there. Good intensity from the marquee player. And well backed up from Van Wyk there.
Good thinking from Pothers. He had a good day today with his bat, and not too bad with his keeping as well. He took 2 catches. That was brilliant. And he was setting some fields as well. He's a very valuable player for South African team. It's a good over so far.
Be interesting to see what the balance of this South African side looks like coming into this crunch game tomorrow. Webster comes in, back of a length. It's been punched out to this leg side.
Basnaik settled for 1. Total go up to 149 for 3 after 19 overs gone.
So as we're coming right towards the end of this game, obviously looks like it's going to be a key win for Sri Lanka, as James Nelson's being asked to bowl the second to last over here. He's only got 2 runs to defend, but I'm sure everyone back in Sri Lanka and the Sri Lankan team are going to be delighted when these final couple of runs are knocked off.
Definitely it's going to be a relief for Sri Lankan team. They know they qualified for semis.
How many players have they got in the squad, the Sri Lankans?
We got only 9.
So be able to maybe look to rotate a player in tomorrow.
That is the plan for tomorrow, for sure.
So
that was a loose ball.
It's been a chance of a second run here, but Venter's done brilliantly in the outfield here.
Fielding in there.
All these extra balls are important for South Africa's run rate here. But they're having a good squeeze. He brought Ryan Faber up at fine leg as well, as Jimmy Nielsen comes in.
It's only 2 runs to win. Going for single. Yes, he made it. Basnaik was a good runner.
And that is that here at Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club. It's all over, and LMS Sri Lanka have defeated the might of South Africa, and that puts South Africa in a real tough spot in this group now. With 2 wins and 2 defeats, they know that they've got to beat Australia tomorrow to stand any chance of going into the knockout phase of this competition. On the other hand, Sri Lanka will be absolutely delighted, and it looks like that they've secured their place in the semi-finals. You must be delighted.
Yes, I am relieved actually. We are in a comfortable position at the moment. Whether we win the next game or not, we secure our position in semis. And Sri Lankan boys done well so far. They won all their matches and a couple of the matches with bonus points as well. And they're doing really well. And I'm glad to see we won this game as well. And Sri Lankan viewers in Sri Lanka, I'll just say something in Sinhalese as well. අපි මේ තරගාවල ඉතාමත්ම තියුණු මට්ටමක පිවිසි සිටිනවා. තරඟ හතරෙන් හතරම ජයග්‍රහණය කරමින් අනුශීලතාවය සඳහා මේ අර්ධපූර්ණ තරගය සඳහා අපි සුසුකම් ලබා සිටිනවා. ඊළඟ හෙට දවස අපිට තරඟ කිරීමට තියෙන්නේ වේල්ස් කණ්ඩායම සමග. අපි වේල්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ තරගය ජයග්‍රහණය කරත් නැතත් අපි අර්ධපූර්ණ වටේට සුසුකම් ලබා සිටිනවා. Thanks again all. Thanks for watching this game and it was a good day for Sri Lanka, but unfortunate for South Africans. We hope South Africans will come back good in tomorrow's game, and good luck to them.
Okay, so obviously just thanks to the guys that have been in the commentary here in this match as I go through the summary. Solomons with a blistering 50 off 22 balls, obviously supported by Agitha Mendes here with 26 off 21, Arishin De Silva 20 off 21, and Basanakia with 37. I must admit I find it extremely tough reading those names out, but these guys are doing fantastically well and they're going to be here right to the death in this tournament. They've qualified for the semi-finals quite comfortably with an unbeaten record. South Africa's bowling figures here, not too much to shout home about, I'm afraid. Jay Beatties took a bit of tap there. He's 4 overs, none for 42. Martin van Wyk, 4 overs, 1 for 32. Ryan Hebert, 4 overs, none for 34. Dalton Webster, economic there, 24 off his 4 overs for 1 wicket. And his brother for going for just over 5 and over. So that puts a different spin on things. I think a lot of people would have fancied South Africa to maybe pull alongside the Sri Lankan side and go 3-1, but it's Sri Lanka who have qualified for the semi-finals, and it's South Africa who go back to the drawing board before a massive game against Australia tomorrow here at Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club. Here's a little look at the group here. Sri Lanka sitting very pretty at the top there. Just 1 win behind is LMS Australia, and also in that quarter-final position we've got South Africa, but LMS Singapore are right on their heels, and obviously Wales and the USA yet to have a win, but they play each other today, so someone will get off the mark in this group. The one thing that South Africa do have on their side here is they've got a fantastic net run rate, and they've managed to accrue 6 bonus points along the way, so they're not too far behind LMS Australia, but that doesn't really matter because they're going to be playing each other tomorrow, and that's going to be a straight shootout. Okay, we're going to go across to the after-match interviews.
Welcome back to Chester. The South Africa-Sri Lankan game has just finished. A good win for the Sri Lankans. Andy on my left here, another 50 with 50 off 22 balls. How did it go?
Oh, it was not bad, good. Felt really confident today. And it was nice to get a 50.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The guys enjoying it. Now you 4 from 4, so you're definitely in finals there.
Yeah, the guys are really enjoying it, and I think we're now through to the semis on Sunday. So hopefully we make it to the finals.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Yeah.
Got Nick Pothis with me on my right here. Debut, first game in LMS and for South Africa. You enjoy that, Nick?
Yeah, I loved it. It's a fantastic format, and I think it's a real good balance between being competitive and being enjoyable and fun. So yeah, it was awesome.
You batted well, 50 off 30 balls, sort of steadied the innings, and guys batted well around you.
Yeah, we're probably about 20 to 30 short. I don't think the runs matter as much, but it's more forcing them to take risks earlier, where they could go at a canter from way too early on in their innings. So yeah, unfortunately we're a bit light. Didn't win today, but it makes tomorrow interesting.
You're keeping, you've definitely still got it. 2 good catches.
I don't know about that. I think I'm going to be pretty sore tomorrow morning. I might go field on the boundary tomorrow.
Cool, thanks Nick, well done.
No, thank you.
Cool. That's it from us. Back to you guys in the commentary box.